There was me, that is Lewis, your humble narrator, and my droog cameraman, that is Julian. For years we have loved videoing this real horror show of a film called A Clockwork Orange. Bored one day, we sat around trying to make up our razadocs about what to do. We needed to sharpen ourselves up, so we headed to the film's locations to video the sights for ourselves. Well, hello there, my little droogy friends, and here we are at one of the most iconic locations from Stanley Kubrick's 1972 film, A Clockwork Orange. Right behind me here, this is one of the most famous spots where young Alex finally has his epiphany. He realizes that it's time to take action instead of talking with his little droogy friends, and he proceeds to beat the crap out of them just over there on that lake. We're going to go there in a second and recreate the scene for you, have a little look. So yeah, I'm really super excited to be here. This is one of my favorite films of all time, A Clockwork Orange, and I hope you can come with me today to check out some of the locations from the film. And also, just while we're here, something very interesting. If we look over here, this is a cafe that apparently was built as kind of a homage to Clockwork Orange. As you can see, it's very interesting. Obviously it's orange, but we've got the fonts from the film to spell the word cafe, which is awesome. And have a look at this. Found out that they're actually having a screening of the film here next week, so check that out. Hopefully we'll be able to attend that. But yeah, this is awesome. This is like a dream to come here. I've always wanted to come to this place and have a look at this like brutalist architecture just over here, these old flats. You can clearly see those old flats in the shot that we're going to recreate later on in the original film. And what's really interesting is that this area here, apparently it's listed. So as you can see, like they're building something new over here. They knocked down some of the original flats, but the actual walkway is listed. So that means that it's never going to go. And I was really a little bit worried when we got here initially. I was thinking maybe they're going to like knock down that walkway, or we're not going to be able to walk along it because they're going to be building something there. But thankfully it's listed and we're still able to go across there. So anyway, let's go down there and have a look. Well, here we are at the scene of the crime. This is where Alex and his three droogs are walking down. Then Alex pulls out his baton. He cracks Dim in the nuts, sends him flying into the lakeside here. And then Georgie boy gets out his chain and he tries to whack Alex, but he misses and he goes flying in. And then Alex pulls out his blade, grabs Dim's arm, drags it up and slices his hand. And it happened right here. Now, as you can see in the background here, this building here is brand new. This one just down here, brand spanking new. But you can see in the actual film, the flats in the background here are still there, and it looks really cool. I love being here. It's like I'm in the movie, but it's a shame because all of these buildings here are gone. They've just been completely knocked down. So it kind of, in a way, it ruins the shot because it would have been nice to have these old buildings here, but it still looks really cool and I'm just super excited to be here. Wow, look at this. A Clockwork Orange was filmed right here. I'm walking on the same path that Malcolm McDowell walked down, and that is amazing.
As we finished videoing at the Flat Block Marina, I was calm on the outside but thinking all the time. The location was great, but was it enough? I vidied that thinking was for the gloopy ones. It was time to take the Durango 95 and head west for the old surprise visit, Brunel University, where another 2 locations await your humble narrator and his cameraman.
Okay, so here we are in the lobby of Alex's apartment. Let's go and take a look. So, it looks a little bit different, obviously. But here's the lift that was broken in the film. I think he actually goes up to it and kicks it in the film, if I'm not mistaken. But here it is. And on this wall here, there was loads of graffiti and like weird pictures and that kind of thing. And if you come over here, here's the actual staircase that Alex comes walking down when he's coming out of his flat. Just here, look. Alex walked down here like this, looked over, he saw Dim, Georgie Boy, and the other guy, who I don't even know his name, and they're sitting here waiting for him, and Alex just comes over here, and he mounts Dim and has a little talk with him. It's quite an intense scene, and it happened here. Now, if you see just here, this is new. All of this is brand new. This was not in the film. They've obviously added this storage space here, but before it was like really open, really spacious. But other than that, it's pretty much the same, apart from it doesn't look as dystopian. It looks very sterile, very clinical, much like a university. But yeah, that's it. Pretty cool. So we found another one of the Clockwork Orange locations, and we're going to go and look for some more. Let's go. Okay, so I think you can probably recognize this building in the background here from the film. This is when Alex is escorted to the Ludovico medical facility, and he walks down here. He's being escorted by the prison officer, and he walks through a building that was once here, but unfortunately now it's gone, so we can't actually go in there and show you that. So that just shows you how things have changed over time. But I really do like this building here, this old brutalist building. It's actually a lecture hall. But yeah, it's really, really cool looking. Anyway, that's it for this location. We're going to head on now down to Wandsworth, which is another bit of a trek. We're doing it all in one day today. It's a bit of a trek to get there, but we're going to go and see another one of the locations from the film. So let's go.
Travel far away to another location? Suddenly, I vidied what I had to do and what I had wanted to do. And that was to do myself in, to snuff it, to blast off forever out of this wicked, cruel world. But that wasn't to be, and so we hopped in the Durango 95 again and drove to the next location.
Can you spare me some cutter, me brother? The underpass here in Wandsworth, this is where Alex and his buddies were walking through. They saw the homeless guy, and they really didn't like him singing that song, and they really didn't like the fact that he was old, so they beat the crap out of him right down here. And yeah, you can tell this is the one because it looks almost identical just here. And out there, it looks a little bit different now at the back here, but they would have had a big light shining down there, or maybe they used the light from one of the lampposts. But yeah, this is definitely the spot, and it's really cool to be down here, but to be honest with you, it kind of stinks of piss. It really does. It's, oh my God. And I was just sitting in that just there. I might have to like just burn these clothes, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's really cool to be down here. Just think, Alex and his boys were walking down here, yeah, and Kubrick was here. Obviously, he was probably like chain smoking, and he was probably talking about psychology with all of his buddies, but yeah, this is the exact spot.
After videoing this location, we had one more area to go. We'd suffered the tortures of the damned to make this video for you, but finally, your humble narrator's journey was coming to an end.
Okay, so Alex has just been through his experimental treatment. He gets out after 2 weeks. He goes to his home to see his parents, and they've got a new lodger living there, and he gets really angry and basically storms off in a huff. He comes down here for a little walk. He walks down here and he stops right here, and a homeless guy approaches him. Now, who was that homeless guy? Well, it was the guy that they beat the crap out of at the start of the film. And he comes up to him here, he recognizes Alex, and they take him in here through this little tunnel and Albert Bridge, and they start harassing him and beating him up. And then who comes along but Alex's two friends, Dim and George, who he also beat up earlier in the film. They scare the tramps away, and then they take Alex off to really torture him, and it's a pretty horrific scene. They dunk his head under the water. I don't even know where that location is. There's absolutely no way we're going there today, because we have been all around London looking for these locations, and I think this is one of the final places that we're going to visit. But it happened right here. Look at this, and the bridge looks almost exactly the same, right? But unfortunately, I think apparently there's some problem with the bridge at the moment, because it's not allowing cars and buses to go over it, but you can actually walk over it. But I don't know what's going to happen to this bridge, but at least it's still right here right now, and it looks exactly the same. But I'll tell you what doesn't look the same. Look at that skyline. It's completely changed. Looks nothing like it did in the film. Nothing. I mean, obviously that bridge all the way in the distance there, you can definitely see that, and I think there's that smoke, those smokestacks over there. Probably can't make it out with this camera, but apart from that, yeah, completely different. But anyway, cool. So we are going to go to the final location for today's video. So let's get to it. I am absolutely exhausted, but it's worth it. Let's go.
One last location to go, and what we needed now to give it the perfect ending was a bit of the old Ludwig van. And it just so happens that this is the place to find old Ludwig. But what's this? A McDonald's? What's going on? This is sin! It's a sin! But maybe it's not so bad after all, because I just remembered. They might have some Moloko Plus on the menu.
Okay, we're at the last scene from A Clockwork Orange. It's when he goes into this place called the Chelsea Drugstore. But unfortunately, it's now a McDonald's. If you just have a quick look around, just pan the camera over here, look over here. I think the only things that are still like visible from the film are these columns in the middle perhaps. But yeah, it looks completely different. It's now a McDonald's, and I'm a little bit thirsty and I want to go out for a little bit of the old ultra violence. So I'm going to order myself a Moloko Plus or a McDonald's Plus. So here we go. Let's find it on here. Order as a guest, continue, and where are the drinks? Here we go. Oh my God, they're all out of Moloko Plus. What is going on? Oh, wow. Oh man, we're gonna have to go somewhere else. Yeah, it is hard to believe that this was once a really cool place. It had a record store, a pharmacy, all kind of little knickknacks for sale, but now it's been turned into a McDonald's of all the things, and McDonald's are everywhere. And I really do not think that there's any indication of what this used to be at all. It's just a McDonald's. Great.
We finally viddied A Clockwork Orange film locations, and we're feeling a bit shagged and fashed, it being a day of no small expenditure. and now we have something of a pain in the Gulliver, so have to sleep. But please, don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That would be real horror show if you could.